Joining us now, two veterans of the Biafra War who fought on opposing sides. Igwe Christopher Ejiofor was aide-de-camp for the head of the Republic of Biafra. And Chief Olusegun Obasanjo is the former president of Nigeria. He ended the Biafra War as a colonel in the Nigerian army. Gentlemen, it's good to have you here. Chief, I'm looking at some pictures that your presidential library sent to us here at the stream. There's one of you wading through the swamp, and this is the last 2 years at the end of the Nigerian Civil War. There's another one of you commanding your men at an airport, at a runway, and then finally signing the documents to release Biafran soldiers who were prisoners of war. What are the memories that stay with you? What do you remember 50 years on, Chief?
Well, what I remember is the pain of the war on both sides, the loss on both sides, and the fact that came to us all vividly that the futility of the war. What we achieved at the end of the war could have been achieved without one bullet being fired. But during the war, we destroyed all the infrastructure that mattered to us. The refinery we had was destroyed. The bridge that connected the east with the west was destroyed. We lost thousands of people on both sides. I believe what got me vividly is the anguish which we could have saved ourselves from by not fighting the war.
Igwe, let me share this with you. This is from Ahmed Kasim. He says, very, very sad. Brother killing fellow brother. As for me, I lost loved ones from both sides as a child then. You were pretty young at the time of the Biafra War. The searing memory for you is what? What would you want to share with the world?
I first joined the Nigerian Army in 1960 in the military school at Zaria, and we were taught to become one Nigeria. I came back from the United Kingdom in 1965 and was teaching in Lagos and the military cantonment in Apapa. But the greatest shock of my life for that war was the fact that a coup d'etat happened in January 1966, which was carried out by a large number of Nigerian army officers from all parts of Nigeria, north, east, west, and south. And their intention was not tribalistic in any shape or form. In fact, their main motive at the time was to change the political structure of Nigeria and release Obasanjo Awolowo. But at the end of the day, history has it on book that it was an evil coup, which totally put a wrong slant on the whole issue. And we had to be killed. We were killed, lives were threatened. I had to escape with my life from Lagos to Biafra, which was not Biafra at the time. And for me, the pains are so that war should never have happened, as the chief just said now, because Rhodesia declared unilateral independence in 1965, and Britain never lifted a finger. Not a British soldier went over to fight Ian Smith. And this was a total rebellion against the Queen.
Sure.
Yet, Biafra, after 1 month of declaration of independence, a war was unleashed on us, which was in a way pogrom, because we had no defense, we had nothing.
Sure.
And our people had been massacred from the north in January. Sorry.
Igwe, you bring up an important point. It's an important point that a lot of Nigerians in our online community are talking about, which is history. Who is telling the history? How's the history being told of the Nigerian Civil War? Yusuf here says, unfortunately, because the war was described as no winner, no vanquished, little history was taught on it. Chief Obasanjo, why do you think the history is kind of very, very light, still contested, about what happened 50 years ago in Nigeria?
Well, history is, first of all, you tell it from your point of view. What Igwe has said now, for instance, the history of the Nigerian Civil War from his own point of view. Somebody else will look at that unfortunate civil war beginning from the coup of January 1960. Before that coup, he said he was in the army, I was in the army. We knew no difference between one tribe or the other.
But Chief, this is the point that but Chief, if I may, young people are saying, we are not reading about this in Nigeria. We are not seeing this history. Why is this history not being told? Why do they feel they're not being told the history? Why do you think?
Well, now, I believe that we haven't got the history written from the perspective of an objective historian. I wrote a book on the Civil War. I wrote it from my own point of view. I call it my command. It was my command of the war from my point of view. Now, other people have written 5 majors or 4 majors. They wrote it from their own point of view. And the story that, what the Igwe has said. Now, another person will say, look, that the coup was whatever may be the objective or the intention, the operation of it or the execution of it was one-sided. Now, let me give you figures. From the north, at least 4 very senior military officers were killed. Mai Malare, Abogola Jima, Kru Mohammed,
Chief,
and James Palm.
Chief, Chief, the point that you're making, and I understand it very acutely, and I apologize for pushing you just a little bit for time, is that depending on what side you fought, you have a different story to tell. We appreciate you telling your story on our program today. And also, Igwe, we appreciate you being on this program as well. Thank you so much. We will continue this discussion with the rest of our guests and in another edition of The Stream coming up on the next episode. So, Chief Obasanjo and Igwe Ejiofor, thank you for being part of this program.